Okay, in the past few weeks, we've been having our lessons about fraction, and this week we'll start a lesson relating fraction to division. Alright, so how are fraction and division related? So let us think of a fraction just like we think of division, where the numerator is your dividend, meaning the number that you divide, and the denominator is your divisor, meaning the number that you divide your dividend with. Say, for example, you have 20 divided by 5. 20 is your dividend and 5 is your divisor. Okay. So let's look at this fraction, 9 over 4. As you can see, 9 is your numerator and 4 is your denominator. If you put that into division form, it will look like this, 9 divided by 4. So basically, 9/4 is just the same as 9 divided by 4. Okay, so let's look at this division, 14 divided by 13. And so when we do that, so 14 divided by 3 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. This is the long division. And we say 14 minus 12, we have 2. And so we have a remainder 2. So let's name all the components of this operation. Okay, so 14 is our dividend. 3 is our divisor. 4 is our quotient. And 2, of course, is a remainder. And if you have a remainder, you would normally write it as 4R2, where the R2 is your remainder, meaning remainder 2. Okay, so let's copy that same thing from our division operation. Okay, as a fraction, 14 divided by 3, where 14 is your numerator and 3 is your denominator. So 14 divided by 3 is just like 14/3. Okay, if we simplify that into a mixed number, we write 4 and 2/3. Remember, last week we have our lessons converting improper fraction into mixed number. And so if you try to change 14/3 into a mixed number, you'll come up with 4 and 2/3, meaning 4 wholes. And when dividing, you can express your answer as a mixed number or as an improper fraction. So let's try expressing our division into a mixed number. As an example, let's try 14 divided by 4. And if you do it, you would come up with 3 remainder 2. How do you express 3 remainder 2 into a mixed number? Okay, so you write 3 first as the whole number, and your remainder 2, you put it on top of your 4. So 2 would be your numerator, and 4, which is your divisor, would be your denominator. Okay, and if you notice, 2 over 4 is not in simplified form, so therefore you can simplify that into 3 and 1/2. What did you do there? You divide the numerator and the denominator with the same number of 2. That's why you were able to simplify 3 and 2/4 into 3 and 1/2. Okay, why don't we try expressing division into an improper fraction? Okay, so before this page, we tried to express it as a mixed number. Now let's try to express division into an improper fraction. Okay, let's try this number, 26 divided by 8. Okay, we write this one as an improper fraction. And this is so much easier because you just basically write 26 over 8. So 26 divided by 8 is just like 26/8. Okay, and then let's simplify this to lowest term. And let's divide both sides by 2, both numerator and denominator by 2, and so we had 13 over 4. And so that's the simplest form. Okay, let's try some examples. So I have here a list of 4 examples, and let's change them into improper fraction and mixed numbers. Alright, let's try 6 divided by 4. If you write an improper fraction for that, it's, okay, let me just list all the problems first. 18 over 4 divided by 4, 14 divided by 3, and 23 divided by 5. So as you can see here, the first 2 are expressed in horizontal division, and the last 2 is expressed in vertical division. Okay, 6 divided by 4 can be expressed as an improper fraction just by writing the numerator on top of the denominator, which is 6 over 4, or 6/4. And then again, if you can simplify it, let's simplify that into 3 halves by dividing both numerator and denominator by 2. Okay, it always is important to simplify fraction. It's always easier to. Alright, and let's try 18 divided by 4. That's just 18 over 4. Okay, so just remember, when you try to change division into improper fraction, just put the dividend over the divisor. Okay, again, we can simplify this into 9 halves. 14 divided by 3 is just 14/3. We cannot simplify that anymore. And 23 over 5 is 23/5. Okay, I think you might like improper fraction more than mixed number, but anyway, let's try to do that. Let's try to change this one to mixed number. 3 halves, of course, is 1 and 1/2. You divide 3 by 2, you get 1, and have a remainder 1 over 2, so that's 1 and 1/2. Okay, 9 halves, when you change that into mixed number, you have 4 and 1/2. 9 divided by 2 is 4, and you have a remainder 1. 14/3 into mixed number. This is our lesson last week, okay? So this is just a review. Alright, so that's 4 and 2/3. And 23/5 is 4 and 5/3. Alright, so these are some examples. Okay, as your assignment, let's try to work on the workbook pages 88 to 89.